Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gupshup with Nishant, where ordinary people share their extraordinary stories. Before going ahead, please like and subscribe the channel. This will increase our credibility, and we can bring in more stories like these to you. Follow us on Instagram. Link is in bio. Please tell us in the comments how you like this episode, and if at all you want to talk to us, please let us know in the comments as well. Before going ahead and introducing our guest, I want to start with a fact today. So, this is from Google, straight up from Google. Every year, approximately, there are 1 million immigrant students that come to the United States to study. And within that 1 million, you would see around 120 to 140,000 students landing up in the city of Angels, which is Los Angeles. I was one of them, and as an immigrant student in LA, there is 1 in 120,000 chance that you'll meet someone who is dedicated in their studies, someone who stays away from any groupism, someone who stays away from any limelight, someone who is so professional in our manner, and there is 1 in a million chance that you will get all of this in just one person. So please welcome my friend Srihitha here, who is all of these beautiful things and much more. Hi, Srihitha.
Hi, Nishant. Thank you for the intro. And I was saying I liked your hat. Very
Oh,
fitting.
nice. LA. We are talking about LA, right? Like college in LA and everything. So
Right,
how
very
are you
fitting.
doing, Srihitha? Long time we are talking like this after a long time. How are things with you?
All good. Many new things, a couple of old things going on, routines. So, learning new things. So, a mix of old and new, technically speaking.
More than you. What's old thing that's still going on? Don't say
Old
job.
things is, yeah, job is a prominent part of, IT folks. So, that is old, but new stuff again in that as well, switch teams and things like that. So, that is there. But along with it, marriage is new. Recently got married, recently moved to a new city. So, making new friends, new acquaintances, giving my introductions again and again and again in different ways, asking, answering different stuff. So, yeah, things like that.
How's married life treating you? I think again it's new. It's new for kind of new for me as well. So how's married life treating you?
All good. The norm that you'll keep hearing, the honeymoon phase. Yes, we are in that. We do have disagreements. We have agreements. We work through it. Yeah, it's a mix of. It's a roller coaster ride. You know by now. But yeah, it's the same thing. But new things. But definitely loving it. Loving
I
it.
hope
Good
your
times.
honeymoon phase keeps going on. Uh, Talking about how we met, right? Like our master's college. How was your overall experience? Like if we go 5 years back, 10 years back, why LA? Like if and how did you come about doing masters in United States?
Initially, I didn't have any plans of doing masters at all. I was very averse to the idea of moving away from my family, especially my father. It was all because of my mom. She thought that we have to, I especially have to get that exposure. I'm very cocooned with my dad, very protective. So it was my mom's call to, kick me out of the house, get to make me learn stuff in life. So that is how the masters on the whole happened. I got a job at the time. I look like somebody who's put on a mask.
No, but it's much better. Okay.
Better? Okay, I'll put
Yeah.
it on like
So
this. Let me know if you have any, issues and I'll switch up.
yeah, no worries. Now the sound is much better. So let's start with the question again. So yeah, tell us about LA. Why LA? And if we go 10 years back, how did you think about doing masters and how that whole journey started?
For me, I never thought of doing masters in the first place. I didn't want to move away from my home, especially my father. So it was my mom's call. She was the one who said, "Yeah, please get out of the house, get that exposure." And I'm somebody who's had just girls' college experience from my kindergarten to my undergrad. It's been all girls' school and very cocoon child, very protected. So it was my mom who made that decision. Like, you need to go get that worldly exposure. You can't just sit home, go get, take pocket money from your dad, go in a car, come back. That was my life. It was my mom who said that, you need more than what you know, and that naiveness is something that you have to let go of. So that is how, even though I got a job after my undergrad, I also got an I-20 from our university, and I did apply to a bunch of other universities as well. So that's how masters came into life. Had a hard time adjusting. Rest, you've been a part of it, but again, not an easy journey. Lot of learnings, lot of struggle, and lot of good memories also mold you certain way, right?
Yeah, I guess like we'll go to those journeys, memories as well. But anybody who wants to like study in US or any other country, I'm basically coming from where we come, like India, there is a
Hmm.
huge immigration hurdle that you have to cross, right?
Yeah.
Um, how was that for you? Like, what were like the steps you took for your immigration, for your applications, for your I-20s, and then we know like statement of purposes and recommendation letters. How did you go about those things?
It's a checklist, right? You go on to any university website. You have a checklist there. But again, when you're applying to a bunch of universities at the same time, one commonality is to get all your transcripts and get all your bona fides, certificates on those lines, and you need to get your finance documents also in place. So that is where the initial step towards documentation begins, and it's still not ending. I don't think it'll end anytime soon either. But yeah, that is where gathering all the documents came into play. And then for each university, obviously, you'll customize it. Each university has its own way of setting those documents. The order of them will be different, and the cover letters from your professors, from yourself about the stuff that you did in your undergrad. If there's an internship involved, I had an internship, so I did mention things on those lines. Then recommendation letters, yeah, anything that will set you apart, anything that will credit, anything that will actually add value than a regular student. How is it setting you apart? Things like that is what you want to focus on. I did go to workshops. I did go get a couple of certificates, Microsoft basic certifications, right, for Excel, things like that. But all of those will count. All of those will add value. So I kind of tried to set my application different. That is where my start actually was.
How was the start of your application? Like, did you go through a consultancy? Like, a lot of people, a lot of companies are there in India, right, that help you write those applications? Or did you like do everything on your own?
No, it was all by myself. I didn't take consultancy help there. I did have cousins in US at the time, so I did speak with family friends who were here, and my sister was also here, was doing her masters. So she went through the process herself, and I did have help from them. So they helped me in terms of how should it be, how professional should it come across, what's the lingo, and also we had done with GRE by the time, so the words that you have to put in, to come across a certain way. And we do go through all the tools to check the grammar, things like that. So it was mainly about the points, what to include, and how do you want to come across in that cover letter. And it's the content that is more important. So that is where I began gathering information.
And one while you were doing all of these things, as you said, like you had help. Uh, how was your college environment like the bachelor's at that time? Were there like a lot of people who were preparing for like same GRE tests or like the statement of purposes and recommendation letters, or were like you one of those people who were like outliers there and everybody was like going to get a job?
No, not an outlier for sure. But at the same time, I didn't know who was also as serious about masters. We were all sitting in these group um, interviews together. So IBM was one of them, and Google was one of them, and we saw how each of us performed, things like that. But no, it was not a group activity where we all sat together and did our SOB and stuff like that. No, it was each to our own. And I did take help from my seniors who were also in the US at the time. I spoke to them, and I knew people who had plans, but I didn't get to collaborate with any of my classmates at the time and work with them.
Awesome, awesome. I have one fun question on this
Mhm.
process, right? I know like when we write SOPs like that, there are a lot
Mhm.
of aspirational things that we will write, and then
Yeah.
there are a lot of things which are true, and there are a lot of things that are aspirational. There are a lot of things that we want to achieve. Do you
Mm.
remember like any one such statement in your SOPs? And like now that you have like been through all of that, you studied, you're working here, and you think like, oh wow, what a joke that was.
No, I don't remember honestly what all I've written at the time, because it was more on the lines of what I already did and what in terms of masters that I wanted to get out of. It's already always about the knowledge, the experience, the exposure. So no, I don't remember, but I know you must have. Knowing you, I know you must have. What did you write?
I had like one of this statement which was like very what you can say like cliched, copied, but you'll have I mean like you know how those statements are structured, right? You have to talk
Right.
about why you want to like study in this college, what attracts you about this college, and then what do you want to become. So in all of my letters, I was like, okay, I want to do information systems, and then
Mm-hmm.
within the next 5 to 7 years, I'll be a CIO of some company, and
Oh.
I know, right? And then now that we actually like now when like actually reality hits, right? Because when we are doing
Mm-hmm.
all of these preparations, it's all college, so it's all
Yeah.
aspirational. So yeah, I mean like when reality hits, you know, like oh okay, you don't have like five. There is still
Yeah.
more time. Yep.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You'll get there. I'm sure of that, though.
Oh yeah, eventually maybe.
Yeah,
We'll
sometimes.
see.
But we know right now that with all the experience that we gathered, we know it's not 5 year journey. It's maybe a 15-year journey or a 20-year journey, but it'll happen if you put your head down, work towards it. There's a possibility for sure.
Yep, it's a marathon, not a sprint, is basically how I'll put it. Cool. That was about your immigration, but like coming to college, you mentioned like there was a lot of challenges, and I think like anybody who comes to US, one thing a lot of people will go through is like cultural changes, right? So did you also like get any cultural shock when you came here, or like even like today? Do you think like, wow, I didn't expect this to happen in US?
I think English was one backbone that, got me through. I didn't have that switch of, oh, their lingo is not easy to catch on, or the slang that they have is not easy to understand. It was the other way around for me. I thought they were actually slow. I think we are more fast in the way we talk. I think it's British is fast and we have our own way of talking. But I used to get it the other way around. And slow down, what are you talking? But I thought they had the patience to complete their sentence. And I thought it was me who was much more faster and I would just, mumble things and be done with it. But then I learned like, to, pace the way I spoke and things like that once I came to US. But like I mentioned, right, I was never away from my family. So I didn't go to hostels. I didn't get to go to another city and do my undergrad and things like that. So for me, when I came here, adjusting in that group environment, adjusting with roommates, that was very different, very unique experience, right? We all do that. That humbles you in a certain way.
Yep. With respect to like your English, did you like have any issues with
Not majorly, I have to say. Maybe English movies helped a little, not a lot, but a little. But also, we know in LA, right, they have a way of, extending the way they talk, and they have a slang there, but it is not hard. I think southern slang is a little hard to catch on for me personally, but not the New York style or the LA style or those were easy to at least understand.
LA is like highly influenced by Mexican culture as well, right? So I think like the way they speak comes out. I mean, like the way we speak comes out naturally to them is what my experience been. But yeah, New York, I've just been there once, so I'm not sure like uh, if we like fit in, if our accents like fit into that world, you know.
Hmm.
But did you have any issues with like Starbucks and your name here?
Oh, mine got butchered so bad. I go by Siri, even though my name is Srihitha. I know it's not easy to roll out, so I give away Siri. And Starbucks has a way of butchering that as well. So it's Sira, it's SCI instead of SI most of the times, or things like that. I never dared to give Srihitha. I knew that would bounce back really bad. So no, I go by Siri. So that does help them and me out a little bit.
Agreed, agreed. I mean, like, I've been butchered by their naming convention as well, like Nishant, Tashan. I don't know. Like, probably we should just say like N. I don't know. Like, even they might write it M as well. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Single letters don't help either. But we
Yeah.
all have the Starbucks name. Just
Yep.
like,
Exactly.
we know we have immigrants from East, they have a US name or an English name. And likewise, we have a Starbucks name.
Yep. Uh, Again, coming back to the master's journey, why information systems, or like, was that just one of your options, or was that your only option?
No, I actually got into computer science. I was because my undergrad was computer science, and I wanted to continue my master's in computer science. But it was only after coming here that I realized that it's much more intense than I thought it was. Even though I went through the course and things on those lines, but once I understood the grasp of things and the depth of things, I thought that was not something I was prepared for, and I didn't think that I had the coding skills that were needed to complete that course, honestly. So I didn't want to give up on the masters completely, but I wanted to do a mix of technical, but keeping business aspect also, so that I understand both sector of things. And MS information systems, I did go through the elective options first, along with the core, because our core is like a business related. We had those courses also in our
Yeah.
core. So networking, things like that were a part of it. But I also saw we could switch out a little if I can later on. So I went for information systems and keeping that in mind.
Your bachelor's was in computer science.
Yeah.
Did you learn like any computing language that you wanted to like apply when you were doing masters?
Language I was always scared of, actually. Now, Java was, you would always terrify me, only because I couldn't score in it. But there's something that stuck with me. We had a course called DBMS, databases. So that was the only course that actually registered. And the reason being, I was a class representative at the time during my undergrad years. And I would remember all the 60 students' roll numbers, names, last names, things like that. And one of the sessions that you have in the lab, I had to interact with the DB, and I had to enter information, tweak that information, right? Pull out information. So that was one session that actually registered because I was entering information that I knew. So I understood that subject in certain ways, and I could understand when they were saying like millions of rows, the capability of databases. So that was something that I could comprehend at the time. So I think if I took something away from my master's, then it was data altogether.
Cool.
So no, undergrad.
Undergrad, right? Yeah. Did you have like data classes in masters as well? Did you like them, or like did you opt for them?
I did opt for them. We've been in couple, you and me, in couple of elective courses. But yes, but the choice to go towards data was very intentional, because that is something that I understood genuinely. And I was always scared of language. But because I took those master courses, I think I let go of that fear of language because Python got introduced, and I thought Python was something that I could understand. So that fear of C++ and Java, .NET, what they left as scars, subdued because of Python.
Python. So do you like currently work in Python?
I do now and then, yes.
Oh, nice. Um, what is like one memory like from your master's college that you think is so funny that whenever you remember it, you can't stop like laughing and can't stop like reminiscing it? Is or the question is basically like, is there like one such memory?
Fun happened, but I think it was a hardship that stuck with me for some odd reason. Now looking back, did I laugh? Yes. Did I roll down and laughed at stuff? Now I don't remember the exact situation because most of the times it's situational comedy, right? When you're among a bunch of people, it's situational comedy. Somebody cracks some jokes. So I do remember having good time, but the lessons taught in that phase stuck with me, but not a specific instance, honestly.
What's like one lesson you would like everybody to know and follow, like if they're planning to come to US on their own?
One thing nobody prepares for is the life skills, right? If they are already equipped, well and good. I had a hard time. I didn't think, and I thought I was doing a lot of work along with my master's course. I thought cooking, cleaning, laundry, and the bus, system management and all of that, that was alien to me. So figuring all of that was challenging for me personally. And I didn't realize. you know, in a way that I was missing my family. I didn't know that I had that trauma in me. I had no clue, no idea of mental health at the time, right? We were young also, so but now looking back, I realize I was actually depressed at the time because only about missing the family part, homesick maybe, not depressed.
Cool. It sounds like this is like one of those times that actually like shaped you, and a lot of us like go through that, right?
Yeah, yep. For sure, it did for me.
Was there like a specific course in your master's journey that you think has helped you the most in your professional life?
I think it was the predictive modeling class that we took together. But that was one course that helped me, wow, that was like, gave me that wow moment because I didn't know until that time that we could generate data. We predicted something, right? We trained the data, we trained a model, and then we came up with, oh, this is probably down the lane, keeping data as is. Of course, it was not full fledged now, knowing what I know. But at the time, that did blow my mind. I was like, oh, you can actually generate, you can also predict, you can know things like this ahead of time, you can plan stuff. So there's a lot at the time. And there was a lingo going around, data is a new gold or data is a new fuel oil, something like
Yeah.
that. Data is a new oil, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I understood, okay, that is what they mean.
Data mining, data analysis, data. There are like so many data scientists. I mean,
Yeah.
this is like so varied. Um, how was life after masters? How was like your professional start? Because you mentioned you came here straight up from your bachelor's degree, right? So how was like start for you on the professional front?
The only experience I had up until that time was an internship experience, couple of interview experiences. But right after that, I think it was just master courses and projects that we did. I'm thankful that I did those projects by myself and sat through with those long hours and got through with them. But that was the only experience I could talk about myself in interviews. So I got into Jones Lang LaSalle, real estate company, and I got in as a data analyst. The only way I knew to talk was about data, and that is the route I picked. So went along those lines, and yeah, switched with multiple domains. That is how I began, though. R and reports and data.
Were you like only applying for data roles, like data analyst roles, or were you like trying like whatever like catches first? Because I know like as immigrant students, we tend to like get a job before deciding like what we actually want to do, right?
No, I think when I was interviewing, something that I understood, like I couldn't lie and get away with it because they will ask for technical questions, and I'm not somebody. It'll show on my face, very obviously that okay, you don't know, you can say that kind of deal. So I get very paranoid that I'm lying kind of deal. So and genuinely, if I could talk about, then that was about the projects that we did, and that was around data. So I apply to positions around those lines: business data analyst, reporting analyst, or I would just hit and punch in the skills that I acquired by the time, regardless of whatever the designation was. So a lot of keywords that we picked. I did try machine learning, but that was not where I could start.
You mentioned like in your bachelor's you were sitting in groups for like
Hmm.
mass placements that we call, right? How was
Right.
like job hunting experience in the US?
All together the opposite, right? You're all by yourself with a system, and that becomes your bread and butter. That is when you learn that you have to stick with the system for a very long time. But it was a lot of. I did get counsels from our university also about a resume, how to build a resume. That is the first introductory item to our profile on the whole, right? So, how to set up a LinkedIn profile, how to make a LinkedIn profile stand out, how to get certifications or do custom stuff by yourself, like get a public accounts for anything that you're doing, like a GitHub, get freelance stuff that you do, project related coursework that you can punch in, code, stuff like that. So I did get into that aspect, but something that stuck with me after a council of our university, it was OPT lets you work with as many number of employers as possible. Like that is the idea, and there's no limit there. So it's not illegal or it is not wrong to switch between employers. It's not wrong to switch between companies, domains. So it's not specific like that. So this opportunity was to explore, and I came out of that room with that notion in mind. I'm going to explore. That is the option, so why not do it? That's the reason I switched out a lot.
So you started with construction. What other industries have you explored so far?
Done with real estate, and from real estate, it was Qualcomm semiconductors industry. From Qualcomm, it was I think Bayer Crop Science. It's a conglomerate, but I specifically was into seed analysis and that domain. Later on, it was Cisco networking, then Palo Alto Networks, cybersecurity, then Meta software, and now Kaiser Permanente healthcare. So yeah,
Nice. And you
low.
have been like data analyst across all of these like sectors, or have you like changed roles as well?
I changed my designation as well. That was the idea. When I was switching, I got scared with the interviews because it is always a scare, right? To lose a job, you have to start from the scratch. So I don't take my resume down from the portals. It's always up. Even now, it is there. So my information or my resume, there are certain portals, right? ZipRecruiter, Indeed, kind of the portals. It will always be there. Because I'm scared because I've been in that position. I know what it takes to start off. It takes me at least a month to ramp up. So I keep everything as is, but I keep updating my resume. Yes. I just go around. I do try and keep my designation different, and I also made sure that my salary grew. There is no point switching parallelly, right? If I'm doing something, what is the need to for switch? So it should be either something new project wise or salary wise. So I made sure both, though, because it was by my choice that I switched out. So
So what's your current designation then?
I'm a data engineer. I've been a
Data.
data engineer for 6 years now. Yes,
Okay.
2019.
So
Oh, it's already 16.
yeah, we don't realize like how fast like the time changes, right?
Yeah.
Did you, so thinking of now that you are a data engineer, did you like want to land as a data engineer during your master's? Was it like data analysis or like data scientist aspirations as
At the
well? Or like,
time, I think I thought I will start off as an ML engineer. I didn't think, oh, I had to go this route like after a master's, I'm getting into that field, right? It's not that
CIO.
easy though. Right. I thought I'll become a senior machine learning engineer and I'll start predicting stuff. I'll make changes, and your angle is very different at the time. But no, it was not planned. I didn't know, but I knew the roadmap though. Like that is the levels that you have to keep growing. It's like a pyramid, and to go all the way in the line of my work, then I knew these were the steps that I had to go through. So one at a time.
How useful is LinkedIn here in like the United States job hunting market?
Vital, at least in my experience, it has been vital. And that is one source where a person can differentiate between just a resume and a profile that they're familiar with, or a person. It gives like a shape to our experiences, to who we are, to the hard work that we did. It's a first introduction, and that also sets you apart, that humanizes you in a way, I think. So, vital. And one thing that I'm very adamant about in my own experience, I don't let anybody pick any issues with my resume, like none. No issue in terms of, not about grammar is very basic, elemental, but nothing beyond it also. In terms of any issues, anything that they pick from my resume, and if I'm not able to answer, is not a deal that I stick to. Anything and everything I'm very thorough with.
That's nice. So just being truthful on your LinkedIn and your resume definitely helps, is it?
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned one line, right? Like data is the new gold or data is the new oil was the term
Right.
when like we were studying. Now that we are working, AI is the new oil, right? Like
Yeah.
everywhere you go, any company you pick up today, they'll use like some or the other version of AI, right? What's your opinion on that?
Um, Further, I got confused too when they started saying AI. Is it completely alien, or do I know this concept? Why does it feel very new, as if it's a new tool altogether? But that is not true, right? We have all been using AI since a very long time. We've seen tools changing with AI in front of us. Like Instagram is one of the tools that we constantly use. We use Google since a very long time, especially in masters for our programs and stuff. We do use stuff like that, right? We did use tools like Grammarly, which is also an AI tool. All the dictionary stuff and everything has been fed to it, and that is how it's able to correct everything that we were doing. So it's an AI tool at the end of the day, something that was taught to behave a certain way, like a human being. Basically, that is what it is. And for me to segregate both of them and figure out what is what took me a while, but it was easy to comprehend.
So with like these AI trends going on,
Mm-hmm.
like there are so many companies like Meta itself like acquired people with like millions of salaries and then stock options and stuff just to like get ahead in the AI market. What's your take on that? How important is AI for professionals of today?
It is key. I don't think there's escaping AI, or is it an option to pick on it or not. It is a part of what we will do and what we will grow into also. So before you understand which part of AI works best for us, it's important to know what it is, um, and how to use it, basically. One analogy that I've come across and I thought was very fitting and is easy to comprehend was a car and an engine behind the car, right? We all drive cars. We all know, that is one of the life skills, true, but also it is easy. We can see how to drive a car if we are back at home, manual stuff, automated, that is there. Yes, but we also know engine to an extent. When we say EV, we don't say car without an engine, right? It's understood that there's no car engine in there. It's a battery instead. But with AI, I think the analogy I was going for is car being the AI tool, and the model behind it, all the algorithms behind it, are the engine. So either you can go in the route of developing the engine. Bigger cars need bigger engines, right? Bigger vehicles need bigger engines. So do you want to develop an engine to support a different car, or do you want to develop a different car, or you can use your car also, car or any vehicle for that matter. There are so many businesses using vehicles, right? There are trucks, there are tourism dependent on it. People live in RVs, that's a vehicle, but they made some use out of it. So, how do you use AI on the whole, or do you want to develop the AI tools, or do you want to develop the scope of AI as a choice? For me, in my line of work, and for me as an aspirant, I want to develop the engine part of AI, which is the model or an AI designer. So, I want to come up with models, or I want to use the existing models. That is where Llama comes into play. It's an existing LLM model, right? So DeepSeek. So learn these is where the idea is for me, from with my line of work and my interest.
So you said like you want to develop a AI model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there like a place where people who are interested in learning about any kind of AI, be it models or be it usage, do you recommend like any platform, any tools for the same?
Again, two different requirements, right? If you want to go learning, you'll go to a driving school where they'll teach how to drive a car. But if you want to learn about the engine, then it's about the mechanics of the car. So two different scope altogether. So tools are the ones that we are using, extensively. Like one of the tools that I got very interested in was the Ganesh Chaturthi that we recently had. And did you see the image, the videos people generated, like as if the Ganapati is coming out of the mandap and hugging people?
Yeah.
Right. It's an AI tool. They fed an image, they prompted something, and whatever they wanted generated, right? It's a generative AI. So you can use a tool, and for that, you have a bunch of tools already existing. And to learn about it, and it's mostly like Googling Ask AI about AI tools and stuff like that. You'll get a bunch of tools that are, still being developed and are also developed. To learn about the mechanics of it, the model and how to develop models and stuff like that, that is obviously a little mathy, and that will be about the machine learning, all the deep learning about nodes and things like that. For that, if you want to start off, I think it's YouTube. Start free. Don't start paying for stuff right away. And if you can stick with it, if you can comprehend it, understand it, go for the Python courses. From Python, you have free stuff. But again, if you want anything extensive, then always paid stuff is available. There are books available and things like that. So yeah, start off with YouTube courses is what I would suggest.
What are like the 3 to 5 most important AI tools that you're using right now, or AI websites, or any kind of AI product that you think are very useful in a professional's life?
Because I code, Gemini Code or Jasper has been two of the coding side of things. Sometimes now and then I do ChatGPT. But apart from it, Copilot is a part of Microsoft Suite. So if you are in a company where they're enabling it, so that will become, as prominent as Excel or Word. So yeah, these are the ones that on a day-to-day basis that we'll have an interaction with.
And are they like accurate? You said like Gemini Code or like Copilot, Jasper, ChatGPT. What's their accuracy from your experience? If you ask them to like write a piece of code, are they like actually accurate or?
It will not be accurate right away. Again, it's the human in loop concept, right? You have to keep asking, prompting, reprompting, and to get to where you want to, you'll have to ask the question right also. It's we typically think that we are fine tuning our question, or we are asking question differently, but technically we are decoding what we want out of AI on the whole. So is it accurate? It's like Google, right? How far can we say a particular article is accurate or not? So basically internet is being fed to these AI tools. The information there is being fed to AI tools. So it does summarize stuff, but I was able to use it, and I was able to leverage for sure the code from there.
How would you think like your work life would have been if there was like no AI? So all the things that you learn from AI, that you improve from AI, if you subtract that, do you think it would have been difficult to learn new things?
Difficult to learn new things. Yeah, if I am to sit through 2 hour long video to learn something when I can read a paragraph, then I think I would choose a paragraph, not the whole 2 hour video. Because I think my span for concentration is decreasing because of, I don't know, maybe reels, I don't know. But I can't sit through courses for one point. If throughout the video, if they are saying different things, if it's a different story altogether. But I think that is where the difference is. But for sure AI is helping out, and it has already been helping out. Siri is an AI tool, like Alexa is an AI tool. They do help out, like in the tasks that we are to do, the whole reason of their existence, right?
Do you feel like it's a way of life to have an interaction with like some sort of AI in your day-to-day life? It's unavoidable at this point.
It will be unavoidable though, moving forward. That is a route they're going towards, right? The whole industry is going towards. But again, how much will you use is, yeah, that will depend from person to person. While writing, how many times are you going back for a script, say for a dialogue, for a caption? How many times are you looking up something? How many times are you able to come up with something creatively or your own? So if you're planning a trip, especially, we all refer to internet, right? Where to go, what to do, what times would be better, what weather would help, hotels, whatever, right? We all look up for internet for solutions to make things easy. For first thing, if you don't know, I think we all Google. People of our generation, you don't know something, you don't know the meaning of anything, you don't know a game, anything. First thing that we do is Google. The AI is just asking questions and getting information, smoothing things out in a way.
Nice. I guess like we spoke a lot about like your professional life, right?
Right.
Uh, Once you are done with that professional life in your day, whatever your working hours might be, what do you look forward to doing the most? I know like student life is different, professional life is different, but if we talk about you currently, what's that one thing that you look forward to after like your work is done for the day?
As much as I'd like to, I can't do the art part of what I like every day. I am somebody who's creative by nature. I like to paint, I like to do all that stuff, but I can't do that during my work days also. I didn't like cooking. I started liking cooking so that, I get back to it every day. So cooking is one thing that I enjoy. And I have these slow mornings these days, just to take a pause, not to rush into my day, just think about my day first, what I want to do, make a list of it, then jump into it, kind of deal. So I'm enjoying my slow mornings, journaling part of my day. I also look forward to the yoga classes sometimes that I'm taking up, or any of the other activities that I'm doing. So say gym or yoga or Pilates class, things on those lines. So that is an also escape
So
from the.
yoga, Pilates, gym, meditation is like fitness a big part of your like daily routine?
It has become now, yes, but I use something called as ClassPass. I've been using that since a while, just to know what is around near my vicinity, what sort of classes are being offered, what do I enjoy also, to know what would fit my routine better, what is a class that I would go back to again. That is the idea, right? You want to go back to your workout sessions day after day, regardless of what mood you're in, you want to go back, and that should give you a good positive energy. So end of the day, that is what I look out for. I do enjoy walks also. So depending on the day, depending on the working hours that I have, I kind of switch between these classes. I also have a permanent membership in another gym, so that also offers hit classes. So one of these, I switch between them.
What is ClassPass?
ClassPass is an app where they have a bunch of local gym memberships, or local classes that you have going on. They do let you in, so it's a monthly $75-$80 payment that you have to get into, and you can take up any class. So it can be a Pilates class, you can be a yoga class, it can be a HIIT class, cycling, dance classes. Along with it, it also lets you pick up these massages, threading kind of stuff. If you want to say try something new in your locality, instead of paying the full price or whatever, you can go try up with ClassPass. Because I moved west to east, and I don't know a lot of local great picks here. So I tried going the ClassPass route and figure out what actually works for me, what I like, and stuff like that.
And is this app like attached to specific set of gyms, or like all the gyms in the area, or like is ClassPass have their own private gyms?
No, it is set up with existing, companies. Say there's Orange Theory, F45. I don't think Orange Theory is on it, but F45 is on ClassPass, and there are a bunch of other chains. Uh, like Club Pilates is one of the chains, and they are there. So yeah, some things that we know, and also the local stuff, right? Local gyms and local classes, local businesses, basically, all listed down.
That's cool, yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
tried that, but let me like look into it after we are
Give it a
done.
shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. You said like cooking, right? Like what's your favorite recipe? What's that one thing that you like cooking the most?
I like to cook chicken in general.
Hmm.
One, it is easy, but I also get compliments when I cook chicken. So I think I'm good at it. So I go back to it now and then. Nowadays,
That's
it's been biryani also. I want to get that perfect biryani recipe. So
Do
yeah,
you try like the dum biryani or like just a
yeah.
general biryani? You make like the
No,
dum
dum
biryani.
biryani. Yeah, Hyderabadi, right? So we have to know. Yeah.
Mm. I mean, will you be like held responsible or like held in jail if you don't know making biryani? I mean, according to me, you
Of
should
course
be.
not.
But
Yeah. No, nobody is going to do that, I hope. But no, it's just that it's comfort food, right? Wherever you are. Again, this all stemming out from me moving, I think, because back in Bay, I knew my favorite spots, or my go-to biryani places, because it's not the same here. Even though we have good number of restaurants, I also want to be somebody who can get along with cooking. And the more you make some task difficult, I am somebody like that. If it's in my head that it is difficult, then I don't tend to go to it. So I try and rewire myself and say, no, I like it, I like to cook, I enjoy it, so that I go back to cook.
so you were in LA, you were in Bay Area, and now in East Coast. How's that experience different? Like for anybody, like say for example, first of all, like what will you vote? Will you vote like West Coast versus East Coast, or um, do you like East Coast better?
No, I think it's still West Coast for me. Again, I made that place home, right? All of my US life has been in West Coast. All of my prominent moments, all the fun moments, low moments also, all in West Coast. So it's the first place where I've made big buck. So that being said, I have a soft corner for that location on the whole, California on the whole, because I work both from San Diego to
Yeah.
Sacramento. No, I think it's still Bay Area home for now. I didn't get to make East Coast home yet. That being said, the change is stark for sure. On the whole, in terms of you get to see all sorts of weathers here, which was not something we are so used to in Bay, right? So that is one change, and it's much more laid back. I think
In the East
in
Coast?
this part of East Coast, yeah, and where I am living. But again,
Nice. That's nice. Well, Shrihita, I know you must be like very busy. Thanks for talking with us. Thanks for taking this time out. I hope you enjoyed this session. And yeah, thanks for being such a lovely guest.
oh, never busy for you, Nisha.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.